So start பண்றோம் endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum is the organelle like tubules, for example water pipe connection. There are two types of endoplasmic reticulum, and the first one is rough endoplasmic reticulum and the second one is smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Rough endoplasmic reticulum means we are touching this one. It looks, does it look smooth? Yeah, it looks smooth. We are putting some soil and we touching like this, so it will be smooth. Will it be smooth? We are putting some soil and touching over that, it will be rough. So the soil, like the soil, there are ribosomes in the rough endoplasmic reticulums. If ribosomes are found in the surface of the endoplasmic reticulum, we call that reticulum is RER, rough endoplasmic reticulum. So write the name RER, rough endoplasmic reticulum. Right. So another one is smooth endoplasmic reticulum. It means is there any ribosomes? Yes, there are no ribosomes found in the surface of that, so we call that smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The function of rough endoplasmic reticulum is transportation of proteins within the cell. It cannot transport out of the cell. It just in the cell it transport the proteins. Right. Second one, what is the function of the smooth endoplasmic reticulum?
Transports lipids and steroids.
Right. Synthesis of lipids, steroids, and to transport them within the cell are the function of it. So underline that function and leave a space for writing these notes. Now put the heading vacuole. Vacuole. Right. Vacuole means a balloon. Think about a balloon filled with water. The equal size and the equal shape. A balloon filled with water. Right. It is fluid-filled large organelle found in plant cell. It is very large in plant cell and very small and found in the edge of the cell in animal cells. Right. It is, read that.
The membrane that it is a fluid-filled large organelle found in plant cells which is surrounded by a membrane.
Right. Okay.
The membrane that surrounds the vacuole is known as tonoplast.
Known as
tonoplast.
Right. Underline that. So where is tonoplast? So show me in the picture.
So surrounded.
Right. Okay. Show that. Arrow mark and name that tonoplast. Right. Okay. Then continue the reading.
The fluid contained in it is known as the cell sac.
Right. The fluid. Where is the fluid? Yes. That is known as. Tell me what that is known as cell sac. Right. Okay. Continue. Water,
sugar,
ions,
and pigments stored within the vacuole. Generally, no vacuoles are found, and sometimes small vacuoles may present in animal cells.
Right. They are talking. First, they are talking about the plant cell. Plant cell. There is a large organelle in the plant cell. Big example for see this. Where is that? This is the
fluid.
Vacuole. Right, this is the vacuole. The vacuole, the membrane we call the tonoplast, and the inner in a liquid is called cell sub. This is very larger. And what is the function of vacuole in plant cells?
Water, sugar and ions, pigments stored within the vacuoles.
Right, store the water, sugar, ions and pigments within the vacuole. Right, continue that.
Generally, no vacuoles are found and
Right, now they are telling about the animal cells. Animal cells, there are generally no vacuoles, or it may be in rare situations there may be one or two small vacuoles may present occur in animal cells. And
contractile vacuoles may be found in unicellular organisms.
right, unicellular organism means microorganisms. So write that within bracket, write that. So wait until other finishes. Okay, then
Maintenance of water balance, support and provision of color to the cell by a pigment within it are the function of the vacuole.
right, the function of the vacuole in
Pigments
in which type of cell?
water balance, support and provincial color of the cell. To the cell.
Sorry, we already talked about what cell? Plant cell.
Plant cell.
So
No, animal cell.
the function in the vacuole of plant cell is
Water, sugar and ions pigments are stored in vacuole.
right. Okay. The another function. This function is in
Animal cell.
yes. The function of the vacuole in the animal cell is
Water balance, support and provision of the color to the cell.
water balance, support, provision of color to the cell by the pigments within the functions of the vacuole. Is that clear? What does it mean?
By pigments.
Pigments means pigments like coloring agents. So the maintenance of water balance, support and provision of color to the cell by the pigments within it are the functions of the vacuole. They are the function of the vacuole. Right. Okay. Another. So you are going to write this vacuole. Now put the heading vacuole in plant cell. Vacuole in plant cell. Right, and write that characteristics of vacuole in plant cells. Right, so leave some points, one first point and second point and the third point. So there are 3 points. Leave a space for 3 points and put the heading function of vacuoles in plant cell. Function of vacuole in plant cell. Right, here is characteristic of not plant cell. Characteristic of not plant cell. We are studying vacuole. So characteristics of vacuole in plant cell. So correct that. Characteristics of vacuole in plant cell. Right. Functions of vacuole in plant cells. So only one function in plant cells. What is that?
Water, sugar, ions and pigments are stored in vacuole.
Within a vacuole. Okay. Correct. Very good. Now put the heading vacuole in animal cell. Vacuole in animal cell. I think we can finish the lesson today. Vacuole in animal cell. Now put the small heading characteristics of vacuole. Characteristics of vacuole in animal cell. Right. So you find that how many points are there for that? Two. Yes, two. So leave a space for 2 points and put other heading is functions of functions of vacuole in animal cell. Right. What is the function of vacuole in animal cell?
Maintenance of portable and support and provision of color to the cell by the pigments within it are the function of the vacuole.
Right. All they don't write this as one sentence. Write this like this: maintenance of portable and first one, support and provision of color to the cell by pigment second one. So do not write it by paragraph. Write it by points, points by point. Clear? Right. Okay. So material sequence will what permanent slate, electron magnetic organelles and microscope. Okay. So we are going to answer the question. Can you do it as yourself as homework? Yes, please. You have to do that. Only question 1. Right. So we have finished shell. Okay. Right. I am going to ask you some questions. Tell me what is a cell. Right. First tell me who invented or observed the cell first.
Robert Hooke.
Yes. Now you tell me uh, who produced cell theory. Who presented who introduced cell theory.
Sheldon,
Sweden. Okay. Swan
and
Rodolph
Virchow.
Right. Very good. Now you tell me three main point theories of cell theory. 3 contents of cell theory. First one.
The structural and functional unit of life is the cell.
Okay. Second one.
New cells are formed by pre-existing the cells.
Existing cells. Okay. So third one.
The all organisms are made one or more cells.
Right. All organisms are made up of one or more cells. Right. Now you tell me 4 characteristics of cell theory. 4 characteristics of cell theory. You have to break it into 2. Okay. Tell me one by one.
The structural unit of the life is
Cell. The structural unit of the life is cell. Okay.
The functional unit of the life is cell.
The functional unit of life is cell. Okay.
All organisms are made up one or more cells.
Right. All organisms are made of one or more cells.
New cells are formed by pre-existing the cells.
Right. New cells are formed by existing cells. Okay. Right. Is that clear? Right. Okay. So the all are clear. Okay. Next one. What is a cell?
A small structure.
Not enough a small structure. The cell is the smallest structure unit of the
Body.
organization of the living body. If there is no cell, we should not tell that it's a living being, it's a living organism. Right. So the tell me that what is a cell?
The smallest structural unit of the living organisms are the cells.
Are the cells. Right. Okay. Tell me an example for a cell. Right. Unicellular organisms and those
Multicellular.
cell perform different functions in the body. Do the all cells different functions in the body? All the functions of the cells are same? No, they aren't. They are different to one to another one. Right. Now you tell me what is the cell for transportation of oxygen in blood cells? Which cells?
Unicellular cell. Unicellular.
No. Which cells is for transportation of organization in blood?
Oxygen.
No. Transportation of oxygen in which cells? By the transportation of oxygen is done by
Red blood cells.
red blood cells, RBC. Is that clear? Right. Which cell does the which of the cells functions is phagocytosis?
WBC.
WBC. What is phagocytosis?
Because white blood cells.
Yes, WBC, the white blood cells, surround the organism, surround the external point like this and release some chemicals and destroy them. We call that phago.
Phagocytosis.
Right. Okay. Now you tell me, which cell is for transmissions of impulses?
Platelets.
No, transmission of impulses.
Neurons.
Yes, neuron cells are for transmission of impulses. Right. Okay. Then, which cells is for blood clotting?
Platelets.
Platelets. Both WBC, RBC, platelets are present in
Animals.
blood.
Blood.
In blood. So that the cells read this. The cells differ from one another one from
The shape,
size, and function. So underline this. So what are the difference between two cells?
shape, size, and function.
Yes, okay. Except few occasions, mostly cells are not visible by the naked eye. We cannot see the cells by our naked eye, especially some rarely occasions. Right, now you tell me which cell we can see our naked eye, through our naked eye. Yeah, very good. Right, okay. So observe we can. Right, we can use microscope or light microscope or electronic microscope for
Seeing the cells.
yes, observing the cells. Is that clear? Okay.